Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13 sets up a disappointing payoff to its most hyped-up Dutton story. Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, titled Give Away the World, sets up a payoff for its biggest story that falls far short of expectations. While Give Away the World expands on the aftermath of the discovery that Yellowstone's John Dutton is dead, the story again takes place in Texas, with Beth attempting to oversee Travis' sale of horses there. Travis' antics take up the bulk of the episode's time, with Travis being so interested in making women strip when he beat them at cards that he almost misses the opportunity for the sale and later challenging Beth to a game. Beth's storyline is part of a larger story in which she sees no way forward except for selling enough livestock to pay part of the mortgage, which will buy her enough time to figure out how to save the rest of the ranch. Rip doesn't see this as a sustainable business model, but Case comes up with another idea that he keeps mostly to himself. With only one episode of Yellowstone left, it's hard to see how the ranch can be saved, and there is very little time to deal with other storylines that have not yet been wrapped up. Yellowstone's pre-premiere marketing suggested the season would revolve around Jamie and Beth fighting to the death after John's disappearance. While the series did a good job of keeping John's murder under wraps by suggesting he had merely vanished, its inaccuracy regarding the war between Jamie and Beth is not justifiable. The war was hyped as being central to the season, yet in reality, it has gotten less screen time than any other story despite audience excitement about it. It would have made sense for the war to have been a lot more central than it has been thus far. Beth has been somewhat of a loose cannon since Yellowstone's premiere. The most consistent parts of her character are her loyalty to John and her hatred of Jamie. Thus, Beth should have fought Jamie with everything she had, especially after becoming convinced that Jamie had a hand in John's death, instead of quickly resigning herself to losing the ranch and working on selling the livestock. Although Beth promised Case that she would take care of Jamie after she and Case realized that Jamie's probable arrest meant he could spill every secret about the Duttons' illegal activities, no such thing has occurred on screen. Colby's death in Yellowstone took place immediately after Beth made that promise, and she was next seen helping Lloyd pack Colby's things, and Beth and Jamie only shared one scene in Give Away the World, in which they had the same argument again about whether Jamie will take Beth and the family down with him. Scenes like these do not move the story forward in any significant manner, especially when they are retreads of old conversations. There is now little time left for the exciting fight to the death between Jamie and Beth. Instead, Beth has consistently gotten sidetracked by other issues related to selling off parts of the ranch, while Jamie keeps making amateurish moves that should get him in more trouble. However, the authorities seem no closer to arresting him than before. Thus, the entire story seems stuck in limbo despite how little time is left to address it. Yellowstone still has one episode left to address all of its remaining storylines. Theoretically, the series finale could focus on Jamie and Beth's feud, giving the audience the long-awaited epic confrontation between the two. However, even if the finale were to revolve entirely around Jamie's imminent arrest and Beth's determination to punish him her own way, it would not be completely satisfying because the story would be told all at once instead of moving steadily toward its climax throughout the season. Having the battle and its resolution during Yellowstone's final episode would be better than ending without the two doing more than sniping at one another over the phone. However, it would still feel rushed because of the lack of build-up over the last several episodes. At best, the neo-western will deliver some powerful scenes that make the ending semi-satisfying, but it will not be able to completely make up for neglecting this story throughout the second half of the final season. In the penultimate episode of Yellowstone Season 5, titled Give the World Away, the series sets the stage for a conclusion that may leave fans yearning for more substantial resolutions, particularly concerning the Dutton family's most anticipated storylines. The episode intertwines themes of loss, desperation, and fleeting hope, but the narrative choices suggest that the payoff for the Dutton saga might not meet the high expectations cultivated over the series' run. The episode opens with Rip Wheeler organizing an auction at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, aiming to liquidate assets to address the mounting financial burdens threatening their legacy. Beth Dutton, ever the pragmatist, acknowledges the necessity of these drastic measures, stating there is no alternative to settling the ranch's debts and taxes. She travels to Texas to oversee the sale of a prized horse, enlisting the help of Travis Wheatley, portrayed by series creator Taylor Sheridan. Travis's character is depicted with an air of arrogance, engaging in a strip poker game with Beth before agreeing to assist with the auction. This portrayal has been interpreted by some as a self-indulgent insertion by Sheridan, potentially detracting from the episode's focus. Vulturecom. Back at the ranch, the family grapples with profound grief following the deaths of John Dutton and Colby Mayfield. Monica Long Dutton takes on the responsibility of arranging John's funeral, opting for an intimate ceremony that honors his commitment to preserving the cowboy way of life. The auction proceeds as planned, featuring a performance by the Turnpike Troubadours, yet the somber atmosphere underscores the uncertainty of the ranch's future. Rip informs the ranch hands of the impending operational downsizing, retaining only a select few, including Lloyd Pierce and Carter, to manage the remaining duties. Amidst these events, Jamie Dutton finds himself ensnared in scandal due to his association with Sarah Atwood and the investigation into Governor John Dutton's murder. In a bid to salvage his political career and personal reputation, Jamie seeks counsel from his former partner, Christina. She advises him to distance himself from Sarah and to publicly refute the allegations, emphasizing the importance of his upcoming press conference. This development highlights Jamie's desperation and the precariousness of his position within the family and the broader political landscape. DCIDRCOM. As the episode draws to a close, Case Dutton proposes a potential solution to preserve the ranch by exploiting a tax loophole. His plan involves selling the ranch's assets at a nominal price to a trusted party, thereby mitigating tax liabilities and offering a glimmer of hope for the family's legacy. However, the specifics of this strategy remain undisclosed, leaving viewers in suspense and questioning whether this last-minute revelation can provide a satisfying resolution to the Duttons' ongoing struggles. POPLECOM. Critics have noted that despite the build-up, the episode feels lackluster, with repetitive elements and a lack of significant plot advancement. The focus on certain characters, such as Travis Wheatley, has been perceived as self-indulgent, potentially detracting from the central narrative. As the series approaches its conclusion, there is a palpable concern that the most hyped-up Dutton storylines may culminate in a payoff that fails to meet the expectations of its dedicated audience. VULTURECOM. In summary, Give the World Away sets up a conclusion that, while rich in emotional undertones and character development, may ultimately deliver a disappointing payoff to the Dutton family's most anticipated story arcs. The episode's narrative choices and unresolved plotlines leave viewers questioning whether the series can provide a fulfilling resolution to the complex legacy of the Duttons and their iconic ranch.